Hello all and welcome back. Today I have the quickest, the best, the fastest, the ultimate speed guide just for you. I've been meaning to do this guide ever since Shadowlands, but I kind of held on to this and waited because I knew that there were going to be many changes with Dragonflight and my expectations came true. So, without further ado, let's get into this. First things first, the guide that I will be talking about will be on a feral druid. This is also possible for monks and hunters, I believe. But the one that I'm going to talk about will be specific to the druid. But I will I will put a link in the description, which will talk about like the other like races and other classes and so on. Okay, first things first, we have a druid. If you are a horde, go for Zandalari Troll. If you are alliance, definitely go for a night elf. I mean, just look at how handsome he is. Not necessarily because of that, but because of the racials that night elves have. This racial quickness, it's an extra 2% movement speed on its own, and becoming invisible is also very useful. And you also run faster when you're invisible as a night elf, so that's also good. One specific thing about druids that I have to mention is that you should definitely have these talents. You should have Tiger Dash, it's very crucial. It's a 200% speed increase for a short while, it's really good. You need Stampeding Roar, which is also another speed buff, and you need improved Stampeding Roar, which decreases the cooldown of the previous skill. You can also have this talent called Astral Influence. It increases the range of your talents. That's all I wanted to say about the race and classes. Now let's move on to the gear. Okay, let's go over the gear one by one. What do we need? Hands, any hands can do. Same goes for the waist. For legs, again anything goes, but I am using this low item level uh, legs because I want to equip these two gems called Straddling Sage Agate and Straddling Viridium, which give 28 and 19 speed, and these are unique equips, so you can only equip one of them. There's a counter argument to this. I am losing lots of critical strike by equipping a low item level gear, and it can affect another item which can increase your speed, but I'll come back to that later on. For the feet item, the shoes, go for Plains Runner Breeze. Try to aim for like quality 2 or higher, because quality 2 or higher gives you 200 speed, and that's just great. I've seen people use, which was the old meta up until Shadowlands, a low item level boot with minor speed increase enchant on it, which gives you a flat 10%, but whenever I equip it, as you can see, my speed actually decreases, so it's better to have Plains Runner Breeze. For the rings, you can buy this ring from the auction house, Quick Oxen Ring. Again, with the critical strike enchantment, I'll explain why critical strike is important, and a speed gem named Straddling Jewel Doublet. It gives you 13 speed for each Shadowlands gem that you equip. Now, as for the other ring, again, I just have a ring with critical strike enchantment on it. Maybe I should use another ring. Yes, this ring is better than that because it has more critical strike. I'll explain why. For the trinket, I don't have it equipped on this toon, but screen will flip now. Okay, folks, here is the trinket that I'm talking about. You can use it to increase your movement speed by 30%, which is a lot, which is like using another Stampeding Roar for 8 seconds, which is pretty good. And you get this trinket by doing the main quest of Dragonflight, which will end in Thaldraszus. So once you do the very last quest line, like the fourth quest line, I believe, at some point there's a really fun uh, minor quest line, which I'll not spoil for you. But during that, you get this trinket called Uncanny Pocket Watch. Okay, as you saw, that trinket is also quite useful. As for the weapon, I use again a low item level weapon with critical strike and the Windwall enchant equipped. Windwall enchant helps you basically gain speed whenever you kill a mob. So it's like bear tartare or fried bonefish, the food that gives you the same effect. Okay. For the wrist, I use the legendary wrist from Shadowlands that you get from doing PvP. I don't know how you get it right now, but I think you can. I think you can still obtain it. The vendor is still there. The reason for this is it gives you this effect, which at the moment sadly only works in Shadowlands, but increases like your swiftness and feline swiftness by 75%, which is a nice speed boost. But even without that, it comes with a gem, and I just equip a critical strike gem to it and gain more critical strike. Also, get the wrist enchants, which I'll show you right now. Yes. Get the wrist enchant called Devotion of Speed. The higher the quality, the more speed you will get. At the moment in the auction house, I only have quality 2 versions of these, which gives 150 speed. But when equipped, it actually goes up to 175 speed. For the chest, the shoulder, the neck, and the headpiece, we will discuss that later on. But let us quickly talk about the cloak. Again, for the cloak, any cloak would do, but the higher the item level, the better. Alternatively, it should have critical strike on it, and it should have the speed enchant on it, which is this one. There are 2 enchants that you can put on the cloak. One is homebound speed, and the other is Ritos speed. They are the same as far as the amount of speed that you gain. This one also decreases the time that you need in order to use your Hearthstone when you're in Dragon Isles, but since people are mostly using speed sets for alt content, Ritos speed is just perfect. Okay, before I move on to the said 4 pieces, the special 4 pieces, let us quickly talk about the consumables that you should definitely have. As far as food is concerned, get fried bonefish, this thing. This has the same effect as bear tartare that I've been using throughout all my videos, but it gives you more speed whenever you kill a mob. Okay, so it's really good for like farms where you have to go and kill stuff. And they have added this amazing file, this amazing flask. It increases your speed by 743 for 30 minutes, and it lasts through death. And you can use multiple of these to add like additional 30 minutes on top of that. At the moment, the price is a little bit high. I don't know why it says min buyout 2000. It's not 2000. I have to update my TSM application, but I bought it for like 150 gold a piece. So it's a little bit expensive at the moment, but hey, the price will only go down, but the amount of speed is forever. Okay, moving on. There are 4 pieces of items that have been added to the game with Battle for Azeroth that you need. First things first, you need the Heart of Azeroth. For this, you have to do a specific quest in Silithus, and you have to go to Silithus and talk to Zidormi. Go to the current timeline where there's like a massive sword in the middle of the map. Okay, the thing you see on the screen is the old Silithus. And there will be a legendary quest here named Heart of Azeroth and a mob named Magni Bronzenbeard. Talk to him, do the quest, you will get the Heart of Azeroth. Okay. Then you need 3 pieces of gear: headpiece, shoulder piece, and chest piece, with the trait Longstrider on them. So what this Longstrider does, it basically increases your speed based on your second highest secondary stat. For me, it's mastery, but I'll change it to critical strike. It's much better to have critical strike for the druid. But okay, where to get these things? Actually, before I talk about that, I want to emphasize this is why secondary stats are important. Some people argue that, which I haven't tested yet, but I will very soon, that instead of having these low item level gear with the gems and so on it, I could get like higher item level stuff, like higher item level legs, higher item level weapon, and so on, without the enchant. Okay, but the amount of critical strike or the amount of secondary stat that I would get, it would feed my Longstrider and potentially give me even more speed. But again, that's debatable because there's a diminishing returns after 10% when you gain speed that case. Also have items, like you can have items with the stat speed on them. I don't have any at the moment, but you can just go through the auction house and find a couple. Okay. Now, let us talk about these Azerite items. So, how to get these? One thing you can do is to do the world quests and daily quests. For example, this quest that you can see. When you do this quest, it gives you a piece of Azerite armor with item level 59. So you can do world quests and daily quests in Kultiras and Zandalar. Okay, that's one possibility. Another possibility is to unlock this region, Najatar, which is like the new region of Battle for Azeroth, the end game content for Battle for Azeroth. And there is an NPC here that sells you this gear for prismatic mana pearls, which you can obtain by doing quests and world quests in this region. I will show you how to unlock that right now. In order to unlock the said region, what you need is to come to your main city. For me, it's Borealis in Kultiras, and talk to Gen Greymane, or equivalently Nathanos, I believe, like the guy that sims for Sylvanas, that guy. Talk to him and get, like, there will be a quest here, and you do the quest, and the region is unlocked. It's not that short of a quest, but it's not that long, so it's doable in like half an hour. And then in that region, you can buy 2 out of 3 of the said Azerite items. For me, it was the shoulder piece and the chest piece. I had to go and look for the headpiece. Again, look at the link in the description. It tells you for plate wearing classes, for like mail wearing classes, for cloth wearing classes, and so on, which 2 pieces you can get this way. Now, there's something crucial. If you get the said Azerite items, either from doing world quests or the way I just explained, there will be a problem, that they will be low item level. Now, I will show you 3 dungeons that you can farm to get the highest item level versions of the said items with the Longstrider enchant on it. Okay, for the druids, here is what we have. We have the dungeon freehold that gives you the headpiece. My bad. Uh, for druids, we have the dungeon Freehold that gives you the shoulder piece. Then we have the dungeon Motherlode, which gives you the chest piece. And finally, we have the dungeon Tol Dagor, which gives you the headpiece. Okay. Some tips and tricks about farming these dungeons. You need, at the moment, at least 300 item level to be able to safely do these dungeons. So it might require some leveling up, or alternatively, you can go for the low item level versions that I've described. For the dungeon Tol Dagor, you just have to go through all of these bosses and eventually kill this last boss and get the headpiece. For the other two dungeons, Freehold and Motherlode, I will show you a quick pathway that you can follow and just kill the final boss and get the item that you want. Here it is. Quickly, I want to show the entrance for the dungeon. It's in Tiringar Sound in this location. Okay, once you're inside the dungeon, what you want to do is to go invisible using Prowl and just follow the path that I'm taking. As you can see, there are no mobs with the eye icon on top of them, so they just cannot see you when you're invisible, and you just go through them. Even if you're doing time walking dungeons or whatever, this current path that I'm showing you is possible to use.
Cutthroats. Not like the usual scum that passes for pirates round here. If you're itching to make some mayhem, you'll need a meeting with the Council of Captains. I can help with that. But first, I got a problem. This here lock ain't cooperating with my attempts to pick it.
So just follow this
That mangy
path
dog's got the key
and get to the final boss.
One. So, you scratch my back, I return the favor. Got me?
And there he is. You just go and kill this guy and loot the item that you want. If at any point you happen to get the aggro for some reason, you can use, where is it? It's gone. It was supposed to be here. You can use Shadow Melt and get rid of it, and then go back into Prowl and keep going on. So that's the skip path for this dungeon. Let's move on to the next one. The other dungeon is located in Zandalar, in this place, in Zuldazar, in this bottom left corner of the map. And for the Alliance players, this is how you get there. Once you're in Boralus, come to the harbor and talk to the Grand Admiral Jestereth.
Well met.
And go to Zuldazar.
See you.
Okay, once you're inside the dungeon, again, you want to do the same thing. Go invisible. And just run through the path that I'll show you. Let's do this. Unlike the previous dungeon, in this dungeon there are some mobs with the eye icon on top of them, so we have to avoid those. This is funny. Just listen.
I'm reading the license agreement.
They're gonna kill us!
Okay. Wait. Should I purchase an extended warranty?
Fucking extended warranties. Scheiße. I said the F word or something. Don't cancel me, YouTube. Don't do it. I'm too young. Too young, I say. Okay, avoid the bombs. Or don't. Here is one of the mobs that I was warning you about. So let's avoid that guy. Okay, if it happens that you get the aggro, just like I did, you just keep going. Don't even bother killing the ants. Just keep going. This is a boss. Be careful not to pull that guy. And keep going. Okay. And when you reach to the final boss, use Shadow Melt. You'll lose the aggro, they'll go away, and you're free to kill the final boss and get your loot. Okay, folks, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this guide. Please check the link in the description for further details and how you can do this for other classes. And for now, just watch this. Wee, I'm fast. Speed. 20%, baby. 20%. Take care, folks.